Okay, welcome back to Talking Heads Days. Firstly, I'd just like to thank all my new subscribers that have subscribed to the channel over the last month. I do appreciate every one of you and all my subscribers who have subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. So this one may not be for everyone. This episode is going to be about the adult film industry and a couple of the leading ladies that were in it and have passed away, because everyone has a story, and this is what this channel is about, telling the celebrities, the normal person's story. So our first leading lady will be Marilyn Chambers.
Well, people say to me, it's funny, people say, well, do you, do you have any fantasies left? I said, of course. I use the same old ones over and over again, but they're just as good.
Yeah.
I really am I love to fantasize when I have sex. And I find that not because I'm bored, but because I really dig putting myself in other situations, and I love to be submissive, and I love to be tied up and all sorts of things. I mean, really. I mean, because I like to live out my fantasies. I mean, like some people, which is cool, like to just fantasize about their fantasies.
Right.
But
She was born as Marilyn Ann Briggs. She grew up in Westport, Connecticut, in your typical average American family. Her father worked as an advertising agent while her mother stayed at home and did the household chores and duties. After completing school, Marilyn decided that she was going to pursue a career in acting, and she was in a few commercials, notably the Ivory Snow laundry detergent commercial. So in 1970, Marilyn had a small role in a film, The Owl and the Pussycat, alongside Barbara Streisand, who was the leading actress in that. And this ignited her thoughts on becoming an actress, and she moved to Los Angeles in 1970, where she appeared in a naked film called Together in 1971. This marked the beginning of her challenging journey into the porn actress scene. In 1972, Marilyn changed her name to Chambers. Marilyn Chambers was a working name, and she starred in the film Behind the Green Door. Her career as a future porn star was taking off brilliantly with her voluptuous body and curviness. She was wanted by all the producers at the time. She also starred in a movie called Insatiable, The Marilyn Diaries, and a lot of other films. Towards the end of her career, she ventured into singing, but did not achieve any fame there. Additionally, she wrote several books, mostly focusing on sex education, sharing her own experiences and insights into the industry. Marilyn Chambers passed away on April 12, 2009 due to a cardiac arrest caused by antidepressant medication. Her body was found in Santa Clarita, California. Despite her controversial career, Marilyn Chambers left a lasting impact on the adult film industry and remains an iconic figure in the field. Okay, so we'll move on to our next actress. This is Linda Lovelace, born Linda Susan Borman on January the 10th, 1949, and she died April 22, 2002. She became famous for a performance in the 1972 hardcore film Deep Throat. But it was in 1969 that she first entered into the pornographic movie industry, where in 1969 she was in the film titled Dogorama. So I'll leave that up to your mind. It was a bestiality film, and she also did other extreme things involving lots of wetness. In 1970, she was involved in a car crash where she had to have a blood transfusion and the blood wasn't screened properly, and she contracted hepatitis. It was while she was recovering at her parents' home back in New York. She met Chuck Trainer, who she married, and she says he coerced her into pornography, prostitution. It was said that in the Deep Throat film that he forced her into that by holding a rifle to her head. Um, it was one of the highest grossing X-rated movies, and she only received $1,250 for that movie. She was in a lot of other movies as well. In the 1980s, she decided to get out of the film industry, and she joined groups such as the anti-pornography movement, the Women Against Pornography, where she spoke out against pornography, stating that she'd been abused and coerced. She spoke before feminist groups, at colleges, and government hearings on pornography. In the last years of her life, Borman had contracted hepatitis, as I said, and in April 3rd, 2002, she was involved in another car crash where she suffered massive trauma and internal injuries. On April 22, she was taken off life support and died at the age of 53. Okay, so that's a bit of the life stories of Linda Lovelace, Marilyn Chambers, the biggest movie stars from the 70s and 80s in the adult film industry. Thanks for joining me once again. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's probably not for everybody, but like I said, everyone's got a story that needs to be told. So thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, rest in peace.